My job as a chaplain is to be there for police officers and their families, as well as the residents of Fairfax County in times of crisis. One of the reasons that I became a police chaplain was because I served as a police officer in Baltimore City years ago. 20 years ago, I was on the street in patrol, and I myself experienced a traumatic situation. And from that moment on, I knew that police officers need help from outside individuals to help them get through traumatic situations. We can't do it alone. So later on, I decided to become an ordained clergy person and wanted to mix my background between police work and what I do as a clergy person, and to be there for police officers and their families who are in need of pastoral help. You know, chaplains, we cater to the spirit. We're not mental health professionals. We're not there with degrees to work out whatever kind of emotional struggles they're dealing with. We are interested in how someone's spirit is doing, how healthy is their spirit. Our job as chaplains is to bring them back up, is to motivate their spirits and keep them healthy and spiritually alive so that they continue to find meaning in their job. Fairfax County Police has 10 chaplains that are volunteers with the department from all different kinds of religious affiliations and faiths and spread throughout the county. And their main job is to respond to help police officers in need, police officers' families in need, and residents of Fairfax County who are in need after some kind of traumatic situation. First and foremost, a chaplain has to be ordained in their religious affiliation. They come to us usually because they have some kind of connection to the law enforcement world. Maybe they were a police officer at one point, or maybe their parent was a police officer. They have some desire to be with the law enforcement community. But they have the training of pastoral counseling from their seminary. So we train them how to be law enforcement chaplains, the law enforcement world, all the things you need to know about law enforcement. And that helps them build relationships with police officers when they're out there on the street. Police chaplains get called for two major events: if a police officer is in trouble or if a resident is in trouble. When a police officer is in trouble, perhaps they were in a terrible car accident or they were involved in some kind of traumatic event like a shooting. And if their life is in jeopardy, a chaplain can come to the scene to bring calm, to bring a sense of compassion and inner peace to all of the people involved. We bring, in a sense, God's compassion to that tragic moment. A police chaplain will often be at various events that the department has, such as a police graduation or a memorial service. Anytime that the police department goes out into the community and presents itself in a formal way, you'll often see a police chaplain there doing an invocation at that type of event. In addition, police chaplains are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to those traumatic events. Chaplains are involved in the region. We train other chaplains. Here in Fairfax County, we take a leadership role in training chaplains from all the jurisdictions that surround Washington, including the fire chaplains and including the military chaplains. We all come together twice a year for training. We teach chaplains how to deal with suicide prevention and suicide aftermath. As one of the leaders of the chaplaincy, one of my roles is also to respond to the Emergency Operations Center of the county in some kind of major county event, like when we had Snowmageddon, something like that, where the whole county is really dealing with a trauma. And my job in the EOC is to help manage all the chaplain response around the county or around the region if we need to. So I'm trained in a specific way to sit at one of those terminals to manage the chaplain response in the county. The most important thing a chaplain can do is build a relationship with a police officer. We bring to any event, whether it's traumatic or not, a connection to God. So when we get into that patrol car, whether it's for a ride-along or whether it's just to have a conversation with an officer or to go to a scene, we are bringing a compassionate presence, a presence of God to that moment in time. So the relationship that we have with those officers is extremely important. More than getting called out, it's important for chaplains to be visible to police officers, to respond to regular events, to go to the station and sit in roll calls, or to sit in a police car with a police officer for their 12-hour shift, and to get to know them and they get to know us. building relationships is the biggest thing we can do as a chaplain. So in Fairfax County, we have the police chaplains, we have fire chaplains, and now we have a third program called the Fairfax County Community Chaplains. These are also ordained individuals from all over the county, from all different faiths and traditions, that are volunteers that we as police and fire chaplains have trained to respond to the needs of residents in a traumatic situation. A resident who's in need, for example, let's say a loved one has been in a tragic car accident and the police are there to help them, we as police chaplains may be called to the scene, but a community chaplain could be called to the scene instead. Their job is to be there specifically for the residents of Fairfax County. Police officers know that they can call on a chaplain. There's no reporting that's going on. I'm not reporting to a supervisor and saying I'm meeting with so-and-so. They know it's a confidential situation. They can call me anytime. We can meet anywhere. We can meet at the station. We can meet at my office. We have counseling at restaurants. And the idea is they know I'm there for them. I'm a friend. I'm there for them. And it's because we've developed relationships over time. Police chaplains are one spoke in a wheel that's designed to be there for the full range of events in the life of a police officer. So we have police psychologists, we have chaplains, we have peer counselors, we have other mental health professionals. We are all there for the police family.